Now listen, I love a good DIY moment.
Herbal mask?
Sure,
Homemade body scrubs?
okay, but DIY sunscreen?
That's where we draw the line.
If you're passionate about natural living, minimal ingredients, or you've been burned, literally or figuratively, by harsh commercial products, the idea of making your own sunscreen at home,
Might seem like the cleaner, greener choice.
once you start to investigate homemade sunscreens on the internet, you will find a huge array of different recipes that range from using basic oils to the use of ingredients such as zinc oxide or titanium dioxide.
But here's the truth.
When it comes to sun protection, DIY isn't just ineffective, it can actually be dangerous. I've seen too many patients come into my office with sunburns, hyperpigmentation, and early signs of sun damage, all because they trusted a homemade blend.
From Pinterest or a wellness blog.
So today I'm walking you through 5 reasons why homemade sunscreen is not the skin safe solution you think it is, even if it is made with natural ingredients. We'll talk about the science behind SPF, what most DIY recipes get dangerously wrong, and what you can do instead to protect your skin in a way that's both natural and truly effective. Hi, I'm Dr. Sanova Peza Doctor. I'm a board certified dermatologist practicing integrative and holistic health. On this channel, I guide you through everything related to skincare, hair care, and healthy aging. I blend holistic skin wisdom with real evidence-based science to help you feel confident in your skin naturally and safely. So smash that subscribe button to stay tuned and let's get into the details because
Your skin deserves the truth.
By the way, if you're not into DIY and already know that homemade sunscreen isn't the way to go, but you're still searching for a great sunscreen, then check out my previous video where I have reviewed 10 of the top sunscreens on the market, breaking down their ingredients, finish, wear time, and safety. Now let's talk about something that most people don't really understand, and that is how sunscreen actually works. If you're thinking of making your own at home or already are,
Then this is for you.
sunscreens are more than just beach day essentials. They're carefully formulated products designed to mitigate the harmful effects of ultraviolet radiation, which, by the way, is the number one preventable cause of skin cancer. When we speak about sunscreen filters, there are 2 main types, inorganic and organic. The inorganic filters are also called physical or mineral filters. These include ingredients like zinc oxide, titanium dioxide, and iron oxide. These are the same ingredients that usually pop up in the DIY sunscreens that you see online. They work by creating a physical barrier on your skin and reflect and scatter the ultraviolet radiation. Think of them like tiny mirrors.
But here's the catch.
They only work if they form a completely even film on the surface of the skin.
And that is not easy to achieve at home.
Then we have the organic filters. These are also known as the chemical sunscreens. These work by absorbing UV rays and converting them to heat. These formulas need to be photostable and precisely balanced to remain active and effective. These are also the types that are more likely to cause irritation or allergic reactions, especially for those with sensitive skin, which is one reason why DIYers tend to stick to the physical or the mineral ones, like zinc and titanium. We get the logic.
Right?
But again, there's a gap between ingredient and performance.
What does broad spectrum protection actually mean?
Regardless of the type of filter, a good sunscreen needs to be broad spectrum. That means it should protect you from both UVA and UVB.
Here's why it matters.
UVB rays are the ones that burn your skin and cause those DNA mutations that can lead to basal cell and squamous cell carcinomas. These are the types of skin cancers. But UV rays,
They go deeper.
silently accelerating photoaging and damaging skin at a cellular level by generating free radicals. This is where SPF comes in. It stands for Sun Protection Factor. It is a standardized lab-tested measurement of how well a sunscreen protects from the ultraviolet B radiation. And SPF 30 means it would take 30 times longer to burn the skin than without protection if applied correctly
And evenly.
If you ever considered mixing up some zinc oxide and coconut oil at home,
Pause right there.
because now I'm going to give you 5 science-backed reasons of why you should never.
Ever.
Make sunscreen at home.
Let's get into it.
Reason number 1.
You have no idea what SPF you're actually getting. SPF or sun protection factor isn't just a number that someone throws on a label. It is a result of rigorous lab testing. To get that number, formulations are exposed to real sunlight and assessed on human volunteers. And unless you have a full testing facility at home,
and a few brave friends.
you have no way of knowing if your sunscreen has an SPF 15 or SPF 2, or is it just a glorified lotion.
And here's the scary part.
Erythema, that is that red sunburn response, can take 6 to 24 hours to show up. So if you're waiting for your skin to tell you that the sunscreen didn't work,
It's already too late.
Reason number 2.
formulating sunscreen is a chemical balancing act. Even professional chemists struggle with sunscreen formulation. That's because every ingredient, every stabilizer, emulsifier, oil, can impact your SPF. Physical filters like zinc oxide and titanium dioxide need to be evenly dispersed, which means
Specialized lab equipment.
otherwise you end up with clumps that leave you with patchy protection. One spot might be SPF 20, the next
SPF
none.
none.
In other words, homemade sunscreen is like an uneven armor, and that's not a risk you should take.
Reason number 3.
Stability is not optional. Zinc oxide is a highly charged particle. It loves to clump, degrade, and react with other ingredients. That cute glass jar of DIY sunscreen on your counter, it might have already oxidized. And no, you won't see it happening. In professional labs, they conduct stability testing
Over weeks and months.
under extreme conditions,
Why?
because sunscreen has to be stable not just in a bottle but on your skin.
While you're literally baking under the sun.
With homemade sunscreen,
There's no guarantee.
Reason number 4.
you don't know how long you're protected. The SPF tells you how long you can remain in the sun before your skin burns. But if you don't know your homemade sunscreen's SPF,
How do you know when to reapply?
When will you get in the shade?
when do you need to cover up? The guessing game here can mean real
Real
damage. Because I need you to remember, UV damage adds up over time. You don't need to burn to break down collagen, trigger pigmentation, or increase your risk of skin cancer.
And reason number 5 is
It's just not safe.
Be real.
Let's be real. UV radiation is a proven carcinogen. It's just not about vanity, it's about health. Over 90% of non-melanoma skin cancers are caused by sun exposure. The risk of melanoma doubles after 5 sunburns, and most of the damage occurs decades before the cancer shows up. Combine that with the compensation effect, where people stay in the sun longer because they think they're protected, and DIY sunscreen becomes more than risky. It becomes
Dangerous.
but I want to apply something that isn't harmful to me.
I get it. You care about clean ingredients, you want something safe and skin loving, but when it comes to sun protection, homemade sunscreen is not the answer. Trust me, if it was, I would have told you. Today, you can find a lot of different types of mineral sunscreens on the market. Most of them are made with relatively cleaner ingredients, are wreath friendly, and are gentle enough even for the most sensitive skin. So ditch the Pinterest recipes, grab a lab tested product that you trust, and remember, sunscreen is just one part of your sun safety plan. Wear hats, seek shade, and nourish yourself with good fats. Your future skin will thank you. And if you're ready to swap your DIY sunscreen for something dermatologist approved, don't forget to check out my video where I review 10 of the best sunscreens on the market. I dive into the ingredients, texture, wearability, and what's actually worth your money. If you have any questions about SPF, sun safety, or how to choose the right sunscreen for your skin type, drop your questions in the comments below. I love chatting with you and helping you protect your skin in the smart way. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and please share this with a friend who might still be thinking of whipping up a DIY sunscreen. Let's keep ourselves safe, please. Continue to glow, thrive, and shine. As always, take care. I'll see you soon.
In the depths of my heart, we're dreaming.